After Charizard and Bandai Namco went their separate ways, many were worried, completely understandably, about their IPs and future. Considering how the third entry of the beloved Little Nightmares franchise couldn't live up to their expectations, many fans, myself included, were hyped by the fact that the team behind the both critically acclaimed but the fans well regarded first two entries are working on an entirely new game, something akin of the spiritual successors to Monos and the Six Adventures. And boy, they didn't disappoint. Let me start with the most controversial aspect of it, its price. I understand that many people would expect something more than a 5 to 6 hour journey. I completed the game with all achievements under 5 hours, although I did use a guide for the missable achievements. But let's be honest here. Which would you prefer? A new Assassin's Creed entry with the unnecessarily stretched main story and game map filled with the question marks that feel like more of a task, an obligation to be done with ASAP, or something memorable, a straightforward linear single player experience with no BS included? Let's start with the visuals. They're incredible. Tarsier reached their peak with their Reanimal. Little Nightmares 2 was visually stunning likewise, but the monumental, bleak, and oppressive world of their new work is something they can be undoubtedly proud of. I'm not sure how the world is, but I think it's a feeling like CS stakes are higher. You're not running away from the crazy hunter, teacher, or an enigmatic thin man. There is something way more sinister at play here, and you do constantly feel like there is no hope left in this world. It's gonna eat you alive and spit it out. All of this combined with the S-tier soundtrack and general audio design. What I love about this, it isn't necessarily over the top dramatic, they're going for the unsettling, hopeless, beyond saving vibe. Fans of their previous work will notice the absence of puzzles, with the exception of 1 to 2. I didn't mind this, as Little Nightmares was always more about the chases, sneaking, hiding, and so on. They're fully embracing their here. Whether you like this change or not depends on you entirely. The story is ambiguous as ever. Believe me, you'll barely understand anything unless you pay attention to the events of the game. And even then, it might take the multiple throughout to fully grasp what it's trying to say. I do have my own interpretation of the story, and in my opinion, it's their best yet. I wholeheartedly recommend getting a friend for this experience. I did play solo because I couldn't do co-op with a good friend or of mine due to network issues. Hope they're fixing that soon. More on the technical side, I did experience FPS drops once or twice. RTX 5070 Ti dropped from 180 to like 80, 19 when entering new areas. First world problems I know but wanted to mention, as I have no idea if this is more drastic on a low end or mid tier PC. I've also encountered a bug where I got stuck when I was trying to get through gaps. I had to reload the checkpoint because that was the only way to revive the damage. And lastly, I've saw weird white and yellow particles when using the bolt travel. I do hope they fix this soon also, as I found it to be the immersion breaking. Despite the previously mentioned issues, I do believe Terracer has mastered the craft. It's the first major game this year I played, and will likely remain in my favorites of this year's selection. Final verdict, 10 out of 10 essential experience. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and set up your notifications to not miss any new videos. See you.